All right. Hi, Rachel. Welcome.
Hello.
All right, we're going to get started here. All right, welcome to InView's live demo on Price List Simplified. My name is Michelle, and today we're going to cover how to set up your price list in the very easy, happy path within InView, how to create products, how to set up multi-post packages, but also we're going to build wall collections and then also cover where your client would see those within the client gallery and also where you can view those in an IPS session. So we'll kind of cover that. We do have more advanced price list options. So we will cover that in the next live demo, but we can always talk with you one-on-one on that. And then we'll have a Q&A at the end of this. So if you do have some additional questions, I'm happy to answer those as well. If you do have questions throughout the demo, please put those in the chat. I'll try to watch those throughout. And each section will kind of grab a question. If not, we'll talk about those at the end and I can share my screen and go over some of those other things. But all right, if you have an InView account with us, please log in, follow along. Otherwise, you can watch my screen. We're going to go to the admin area and go to your gallery manager, and I'll show you that here in just a moment. And thank you for coming. So, all right, I'm going to stop sharing my camera. I'm going to share my screen. So if you don't see my screen, please let me know in the chat. So I'll turn this off. All right, I'm going to share my screen here. All right. Okay, you should be seeing my admin area here. All right. Okay, so this is your InView admin area. For those of you that are new, you're going to go up to your galleries here. There's your gallery manager, but then there's also the price list manager. So we're going to go into the price list manager. And let's confirm. Okay, perfect. All right. Now, InView has made this, sorry, I apologize. It's taken me through the wizard. Let me go back a page here. All right, so InView has already set up in your price list manager suggested price list. So if you look here, we have the InView suggested portraits. We have the InView suggested seniors, but we also have the InView suggested wedding. Okay, so at the top, this is going to be your price list for your IPS, but also your galleries. Then if you notice down here, we have the mobile app, the price list for that, because we do offer the option to sell through the mobile app. It's limited on the products that you can offer, but there's also a link to the image gallery, which has more product options. Okay, so that the mobile apps will cover on another demo, but today we're going to talk about how to set up the price list. If you see here, this is a test account. So we do have a gallery price list already set up. We also have an IPS price list set up. And the reason you see it that way is because you can create as many price lists as you want. And they can be for different types of events that you do. So you may have something different for, you know, maybe a friends and family, or maybe it's, you know, a wedding or a senior or a school or sports event. So you may have different price lists for that, but you have that capability of creating as many price lists as you want, and you can attach those to the different events as you go, or you can set a preset for that. And that's kind of what we talked about last week as presets. Okay, so I'm just kind of giving you an overview, and so you kind of get an idea of where we're headed here. Another reason why you may have two separate price lists for galleries versus in-person sales is maybe they've purchased a large package that comes with wall decor, an album, gift prints, everything that they wanted, wall portraits, but they also purchased the rights to the images. This is just an example. So you may attach a gallery price list to that specific event and share those images with your client. So then they get special pricing. So maybe they get discounted pricing if they purchase, their additional prints and products that they share with family and friends through the gallery with your lab, price, not prices, but your lab quality instead of going to Walmart or Costco. So just a little background and examples of how that might work. Okay, so I am going to first start with creating just a new price list, okay, so that you can get an idea of how that looks and feels. There are two ways to set up a price list. You can set up a price list for manual fulfillment, but also automatic fulfillment. So we'll talk about that along the journey today as well. All right, so at the top, you have this button right here. So if you're not wanting to use one of the suggested price list, which you can duplicate it, and you can then change the name. So I'll open that up. If you duplicate it, you can then change the name to what you would want that to say. I'll just make it that. So once you save it, then you could just modify the products that InView has put in here. You can modify the prices. You can hide from your customer if you want. You can delete it if you don't want to offer specific items, and you can also add to it. So if you see add specific products here, you can add those to it. So those are options as well. So if you do that and you rename it, you want to make sure that you save it. Okay. Now, something to keep in mind. If you are in any price list that's already set up, if you go to change it and you choose yes for color correction or no for color correction, you will need to start from scratch. So you want to make sure that you pay very close attention to this because it's associated with that within our pricing structure. If you're using our lab products. All right, so I'm going to just hit save. So now I have a price list that's set up with my price list name that I've just duplicated and changed a little bit of the products and modified. So if you see, it's now right there. Okay, so you can do that with any of those if that saves you, helps to save time for you and make it easier. Okay, but what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to start by creating a new price list. And if you notice here, we have products, custom products and pro custom products. We'll talk about that here in a moment, but we're going to go ahead and set up a gallery price list. Okay, so you can give this a name. Okay, so if you're following along, go ahead. You can add any additional information about ordering. So if you have specifics, you can write that in there. If you want this to be color corrected or non, you can select that. Okay. All right. And now you have separate categories, and we've built categories in here for you. You don't necessarily have to use them. You can create your own category. But let's just start with adding prints. So these are some of the simple things for automatic fulfillment. Prints, metals, digital downloads, and gallery wraps. Okay, so those are all automatically fulfilled products that are available to you through the IPS session and the client gallery. That's easy, simple fulfillment. Okay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and add prints. And how you would add prints to your price list is by clicking on Add Prints. So the simple way, the fast way to fulfill would be to add InView Product. So this is something that's all automatically available to you. So the luster prints, metallic prints, matte paper, true black and white, you have all of these options here within these categories. So if you want to add your standard prints and units that you would want to offer, you just select those items. And you can select more than one. And then let's just see. 5 by 5, just whatever you would want to offer. So you want to hit add once you have those selected. And now that you have those over here, you can select all of those and say next. And the next option is where you would add any type of finishes you would like to those products. So you would want to say, okay, I'm in an 8 by 10. I want to make sure that, it's got semi-luster finish. Textures, mounts, if you want to offer those for those products, you can do that. And that's the same with large prints, and I'll show you in just a moment. So once you've done that, you can go in and just hit finish. And it's going to add those products to your prints category. So now you have that. And if you've added any mounting or textures, that's going to be listed as an option right underneath the print name. And it's going to calculate that lab cost price for you if it's an InView product. So then it's your responsibility to go in and put a price to your customer. So whatever those retail cost you would want to put right here. So it looks like we do have a couple of questions. So we've added some prints to a category, and it looks like, all right. So Carl, can you make those an add-on? And good morning to you as well. As far as an add-on, you can make a category as an add-on, absolutely. That is going to be part of the advanced price list. And that's where you would build out your pro custom products as a add-on, and it can be within a form builder. And at the end, we'll just glance at that so I can show you kind of what's coming up. In addition to that, we can do some one-on-ones. Okay. All right. So we touched on how to add prints. And here you can even change the name right here if you want to. An 8 by 10 print. If you want to add any description, you can within that print name. Okay. And then you want to add your cost. I'm just guessing, so don't shoot me. Okay, so there you would add your cost. And then the other thing is you can then select which items are the most popular. So those will populate at the top of your storefront, underneath that catalog. You can also move these around. Okay, so just by clicking on these little dots, and it'll move it in the order you want it to show up. Okay. And then also you have the option to hide these from the customer. So on different price lists, if you want, you can hide certain products. Another example, and I'm going to show you that here in a moment, is if you're including it in a wall collection or in a package and you don't want to offer it as an a la carte item, then you would hide that from your customer as a single print option for purchase. And then again, if you're offering color options, you can select what you want to offer. And if you want to charge more from that, for that, you have that option right here to add the cost to that. Okay. All right. So we've talked about how to add prints. And you can add a custom size product. So you could do that by adding a custom product. And what that does is it will change. You are now going to a manual fulfillment option. So if you want to, you can add a custom product. And see, if you look here, it says add a custom product, select the create new button and add that to the price list. Okay, so that you're going to get that. And then I'll show you and touch briefly on that in a moment. Okay, so now the same with metal prints. You would add the same by doing that. It's an InView product. And we just give you some options here. So if you wanted to, you could add all of them or just the ones you want to offer. Again, if you want to offer mounting and so you do high definition, float mount. You want to select the ones that you want that to be on. And you hit finish. It's then going to add those to that category. Okay, let's just take a moment. Okay. All right. So now I've chosen the high definition and you can see the ones that I added float mount. So if you wanted float mount, you want to make sure that you add that to each individual one. Okay. All right. Do you want to offer black and white and sepia for your metal prints? You can check that. All right. And you can also edit the category where you can put some additional information in there. All right. And the same with the downloads. So if you want to add digital products, InView offers just the very simple select web or original resolution. You could put a price on it. You can add a watermark if you want. You can add a description. Do you want them color corrected? And this gives you the information that you need for that. But also we give you the option. If you are doing automatic fulfillment within a gallery and you want the order to stop for the digital product so that you can review it or replace the image with a retouched option, then you have that option to select order review right here. So it will notify you that says, oh, here's some items that InView has taken care of for you. Here are some items that you need to take care of. Okay. All right. So I'm going to add that to the price list. Oh, I missed something here. I need to select the download type. So do I want to offer web res for the whole gallery or individual? Okay. And you can give it a name if you want. And then add to price list. Okay, and then you can do the same with the original resolution. Okay, and then add that. Now I want to talk about briefly the custom, since we are here. You have the option to do a custom resolution. And this is within the price list only. So only if you're selling it as a product, okay? Not within the free or prepaid setting within your events. Okay, so the size, you know, our typical size, it would be the 1,000 on the long side. So you can adjust that however you want. So you can make it as small or as large or as custom as you want. And again, you can make it individual or the whole gallery. Give it a price. And add to price list. Okay. So now you have the custom, the original, and web. So if you were to use a custom resolution, that would be if you have different tiers of sizes that you're offering your client, for upselling or for different products. So you can review that and see what's best for you and your business and your clients. Okay, the same with gallery wraps. We'll just touch on this. It would be the same. The difference here is when you're adding your gallery wraps, you just select the size, the name. So if you want to change the name, you can. It could be canvas gallery wrap. It could be whatever you want to name it. This is your lab costs. So you want to make sure that you are adding your retail price. All right. And then now if you look here, configuring options, because we offer different options, we offer image wrap where the image wraps around. And then we have the black edge and the white edge as an option. Okay, so if you want those to be options or you don't, then you want to make sure those are checked or unchecked. And then do you want to offer metallic finish on the canvas? And then whatever the additional cost is for that, you can put on there. So that'll charge them accordingly. Okay, and I'm going to hit save. So now we have that set up. It looks like we have a couple of questions. It looks like, Scott, are these prices the same as H&H Studio? They don't appear to be. Now, there are some that are different. There are advantages for one or the other. So you have to decide which is best for you in your workflow, whether you want to offer or to order them through H8 Studio or directly through InView. There is a convenience of ordering straight through InView and fulfilling, but we are working on getting everything aligned to be exactly the same. Okay. All right. I don't believe the digital ones are the same. That is possible. So if you do have questions on that and you want to talk about that offline, we certainly can and go over that. But again, it's convenience versus, moving on to another ordering platform. And it also depends on if you want to order some other products that InView doesn't offer. You have that option to take the order and place that order through Studio, so it's done all at once. We want it to be as simple and easy for you. Now, something that I was going to mention is you can sell whatever you want in InView and offer whatever you would like. And you don't have to use our lab services. You can order them from somewhere else, or maybe there's some specialty products that you can't get with H&H or InView. You have that option. I just want to be clear. And we recognize that, but we want to give you the option to offer that in the sales platform to your clients. All right. Okay, so I'm going to move on and we're going to talk about how to build a package with single pose or multi-pose. So when you add a package, something to keep in mind when you're building a package, it's going to pull from the individual products that you created in the categories like prints, metals, gallery wraps, digital downloads. Now you can build a custom product on here to a certain extent. So as long as you have it individually on your price list, and this is where I told you that if you don't want to offer it as an a la carte item, only in a package, then you want to make sure it's on your price list, but you hide it from the customer so they can't purchase it individually. Okay, so adding prints, metals, or custom products. So we're going to add, let's see, we want to add metals. Let's just say in this product, let's add not a typical size here. One of those, and you can hit the plus sign or you can type it in. And let's just say 2 8x10s, 4 5x7s. Okay, so now I'm going to hit done. So if you look there, it's added it up there, and here's your lab cost. It shows you how much you've accumulated so far, so you know how to price your package. All right, do we want to offer a gallery wrap in here? Sure, why not? So let's add, I've only created one, so let's go ahead and add just one. All right, and then digital downloads. Sure, let's add 2 WebRes. Okay. All right. So there we have it all set up here for you. You can give the package a name right here. The name there. And then also you have the option here pretty soon. You could fill out the details of what's in there. Okay. So now we're going to hit the next step. And here's the description. So we've added it all here for you, but if you want to add any description to that, so maybe it's, you want to explain the backing or any additional information you want to set there, you can. And then now you can set your price here. Let's just say this is going to be, okay. So this could be a simple, price list package, or as large as you want it to be. Okay, so now if you look down here at the bottom, it says image limits. So this is if you want to create a single image package, or if you want to offer unlimited images, or you can set an image limit. So let's just say this is going to be 4 poses. Okay, or 4 images, I should say. All right, now that that's done, you hit finish. All right, if you send poses, would they have to pick all 4, or could they just do 1 pose? They have the option to do 1, or they can choose all 4. That's the great thing about it. It's kind of up to 4 poses. So they aren't stuck to the 4. They may like the same pose for all those items, and that's quite all right. Okay. All right, so let me go back here to our price list. All right, and we built out I'm going to go to InView Simple. I think that's what we were working on. Or no, Simplified, sorry. All right, so the simplified price list. All right, so now that we've built a multi-pose package, maybe I should go back here to packages. I'm going to go ahead and add, let's see. I'm going to go, I am going to go ahead and build one custom product just to give you an idea really quick here. Okay, so up at the top, create new. We're going to touch base on this because I try to keep the live demos really simple and quick, but I'm going to go ahead and build a custom product. So notice it's a custom product, not a pro custom product. Okay. So let's just say this is going to be an odd size product that normally we wouldn't offer, or maybe it's a mug. Let's just say a mug, and it's $25. Okay. Now something to keep in mind, if it is a specialty product, or maybe it's an odd size that you normally wouldn't offer, but it's in the package, you want to make sure that you put the dimensions in it if it's a portrait, so that you can display that in room view, and our system knows the dimensions. And then you choose your category. So let's just say this is gifts. Okay. All right. And I'm going to hit save. And then I'm going to go ahead and go to the package here. Bear with me here. I'm going to add it. I'm going to edit this. And I'm going to add here. Let's see if it's going to do it. All right, it's only going to allow me to add a print. Okay, so it is going to only allow me to add a print. So let's go into here. So again, it's going to be I am in that. Let me get out of here really quick. Thank you for your patience while I'm showing you how to add the custom size and product. So it's going to be a custom size product. So this is going to be, let's just say it's a 22 by 40 odd size. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to hit save. So I don't lose what I've just created. Now I'm going to go ahead and go down here under the packages. I'm going to add this to the custom option. All right. The 22 by 40, why isn't it showing? Oh, maybe I didn't put it in a category, did I not? All right, give me a second. May not be letting me because I'm editing one and I've already created it. So hold on. Package. Let's see if it adds here. You guys are learning something new with me here. Interesting. Okay. Let me come back to that in a moment. Custom products. There's my 22 by 40. So it's showing there. It's just not allowing me to add it to the automatic fulfillment package. Okay, so that would be considered a pro custom product. So I was right in what I was saying. So thank you for going on that journey with me. All right, so to move on, and we'll talk about, again, the pro custom form builder, which, you know, here's an example of it right here. So you would ask the right question. So that's where you'd put in your pro custom products. Okay. All right, something that we talked about that we were going to go over is wall collection. So I want to cover that. We are getting close on time. So we're going to go back in and build out a wall collection. So I'm going to show you what it looks like really quick, and then we'll build one from scratch. All right, so I'm going to go down here. We already have some wall collections built out. So you can see within the category. So I'm going to edit it so you can see. All right, so it looks like there is 8 10 by 10s, and it gives the lab cost and then the price to the customer when you build it out. So that's what that looks like. And you can change the name. But now we're going to go ahead and build one really quick. All right. Going down to wall collections, I'm going to find my wall collection category, and I'll choose add wall collections. And it gives you the different print sizes. So either prints, metals, or gallery wraps. So we'll do metals just for fun. All right. And again, if you want them included in your wall collections, it has to be an individual product. And again, you can hide that to the customer if you don't want to offer an odd size that might be in a wall collection as an individual print. All right, so now you can choose what you want to include in your collection. So maybe it's this 3 squares. It gives you the lab cost. You can change your collection name to, I don't know. Don't laugh at me for making stuff up over here. All right, so maybe that's okay. Next. All right, so now you have your dimensions right here. And now it just pre-makes it right here, but you can change the alignment if you want, or how it's, you know, aligned. It could be, you know, up and down, side by side. You can rotate them, but what I like is we do have this align tool, and it helps you to keep them the right distance apart. And there's other different filters, so you could select them all if you want. You can zoom in and out when you're building those, but it does make for a nice correct. So they could be as close together as you want. You could get them aligned perfectly. And then once you're done, so you can adjust accordingly if you wanted to. So there's lots of tools here to help you when you're building those out. And when you're done, you just hit finish. Okay, and now there it is on your price list. And it shows you the type. Okay. All right. So now you want to make sure you save the price list. And once that's saved, now I'm going to show you how you can view that in an IPS or a client gallery. It would be the same pretty much in both. So I'm going to go ahead and add it to an event. And before I add it to an event, does anybody have any additional questions on how to just simply add prints, multi-pose packages with the individual products and digital products, building wall collections? All right. Okay, it doesn't look like we have any questions at the moment, so I'm going to move on. So if you look here, I have several different events. And like we talked about last week, in presets, you can build out which pricelets you want to add to a specific preset. But if you're not, you can just hit edit. All right, I'm going to continue this tour. Thank you. Sorry about that. So the new gallery, test gallery. Okay. All right. So under selling in your client gallery, then if you're new and you haven't gotten this far, we have lots of resources on how to add a price list to an event, and you can simply just use these help options with support links, and you can type in price list. You can type in, it'll pull up everything that has to do with pricing and your price list, or add pricing. But right here under selling is where you're going to add your price list. And that would be the same within your IPS session. So when you click on this little arrow, it gives you a list of your price lists. So we're going to add our simplified price list. And when you're done, you want to make sure you hit save. All right, it looks like Jill, is the price list somehow connected to the room view for IPS? Yes. So if you Jill, that's a great question. That's a great tip too. What she is talking about and her question is, if you do choose not to turn on the cart for an IPS session or for a client gallery, guess what? Room view is not going to be an option, and because there's no products to showcase in a room. So yes, if you want room view to be enabled and to utilize that, you have to have the cart turned on, which means that you would have to have a price list attached to it so that you can display and show those products. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll show you in this preview. Yeah, Jill, that explains why I'm not seeing some products when yes, absolutely. So that is a very important tip. And I'm really glad you brought that up at this point, because that does make sense. So I'll show you, if you're doing an IPS session or you're doing a client gallery, I'm just going to go ahead and show you in the preview of what your client would see. So you can either hit view photos, and it's going to take you down to, they see their different categories, their images. If you offer downloads, that option's here. But if you're only offering it in the cart downloads, they won't see these buttons for downloading. Okay. You can go to the cart here, or you can simply pick an image and go to order. And if you look here, it has prints, metals, downloads, gallery wraps, all the things that we created in packages. All right, so let me just check. There isn't. Yes, you're welcome, Jill. Absolutely. Okay, so if we didn't have this on there, then you wouldn't be able to see it in room view, right? That big 8x10 on the wall. So because we didn't add larger prints, that's all they're going to see. So what you want to show, you want to make sure that you put on that price list, okay, for room view. All right, so we'll go out of that, and we can choose wall collection. So there's your wall collection. You can add and change images if you want to. So let's just do a fun series of all the girls getting ready. Normally I wouldn't pick that image, so we'll change it. And you can edit it. It's tighter if you want. Okay. And then let's see. Save. Okay. And then you can also, once you get in room view right there, it's displayed there. And now they're all tied together, and you can add a frame to all of them if you want. You can also, I know we're not normally talking about room view, but you have the option here. Hold on, I'm going to move this bar to change the room, but you can also deselect these so that you can move them around. But right now they're tied together. Okay, so that is why it's important, to create something on your price list that you want to showcase, whether it's sizes or whether it's a print. Let me go down here. We did metals. We did larger metals. Okay. Move this bar so I can see what I'm doing down there. Okay, so here you can change the room, obviously, to something else if you wanted to. But yes, that's why it's important to add those products to your price list. So the main things that are very simple that you know that you can sell on a price list is going to be your prints, your metals, your gallery wraps. Those are all your normal, I guess, products that you would sell that are easy to sell, in my opinion, especially with room view, if you're showcasing those in an IPS session or we built the room view in the path of the consumer. So if you're offering that in a client gallery, make sure that's toggled on so then they can play around with it and they can upload their own room. So you want to make sure that they have size options. Okay. All right. So that's where they would find the products in a client gallery, and it would be very similar in an IPS session. It looks like we have another question, Jen. If you are self-fulfilling orders, will it email you an order sheet they are purchasing from the gallery link? Absolutely. That again is a great question, and that is something I had spoke about in the beginning when I talked about manual and automatic fulfillment. So if you are selling, and you can combine those in the same price list. So you may have your automatic fulfillment products, but there are some specialty products that InView doesn't fulfill. It's going to send you an email and it's going to say, hey, Jen, here's the items that InView took care of for you, but there are some items here in this order that need your attention. Now, if you want it to all be manual fulfillment like IPS, or you want to retouch all those images before they go out, or double check the cropping, just do that extra quality control, you can set it up for manual fulfillment, and it will send you an email and let you know that you have orders that have been placed through the gallery. And obviously with an in-person sales session, you will know that that order is there and it needs your attention. But within a manual fulfillment order, we give you the option to use the InView Easy button so that you can replace those images and do your quality control and then hit the fulfill through InView button. And it's just a couple of quick steps. All right. Okay, so now it looks like we have gone through pretty much all of the things that we talked about we would share with you. Does anybody have any more questions or want to see anything else more based around the simple steps of setting up your price list? All right, it doesn't look like so. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on my camera and stop sharing if that's okay. So I can just say goodbye and thank you all for coming. Make sure that I have it turned on here. I've got this fun little setup down here. And so sometimes I'm looking at my computer and not getting to look at you guys. So, hey, Carl.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. So how many of you are going to be attending Shutterfest?
What is that?
So, oh, wow. So sorry that I was surprised you didn't know what Shutterfest is, but it is a photography conference based out of St. Louis. It's put on by Sal and Alyssa Sincata, and it's, you name it, wedding, portrait, editorial. It's organized chaos, but it's a lot of fun. And, they have a trade show, they have models, they have amazing classes. If you haven't been, I advise you to go at least once and get a feel for it. So you have photographers that are all ends of the spectrum as far as their experience in photography and their business. So it's a great way to build a portfolio and learn some great things about business and see some of the vendors too. So we'll be there, H&H and InView. Yay, Rachel will be there. Jill, you're going to be there. I can't wait to see you. Awesome. Well, if you get a chance, you should always attend. It's something to experience for sure, at least once. So, but yeah, we're getting exciting. Obscura was the first event that I had done in person, and Jill, you were there. Like when I saw people, I was shaking. I was so excited because I hadn't had a lot of interaction with our clients in a long time. So I'm excited to see everyone and stay connected. So, but yeah, so we'll be there and we'll be doing some live demos. We've got some fun stuff in the H&H booth. But we will be not doing a live demo next Wednesday. So I wanted to let you know we will continue the following week and we'll do the price list advanced. I am going to go ahead and put in here my my email address so that if there is someone that has some advanced questions between now and next week, I could make sure. Yeah, there you go. Live from Shutter. I guess I could do that. That might be kind of fun. If the timing works out, we'll definitely do that. I did think about that for sure.
This time of year is like the worst time for me because like high school sports are back on again.
I know.
And so, yeah, I had like volleyball last night, packed gym. I have football tomorrow. I have, gosh, what do I have today? I have volleyball teams and individuals today. I have bands, teams, and individuals tomorrow, and football on Friday. So yeah.
Well, you know, here at H&H at the lab, so whether it's H&H or InView with the volume side of school and sports, I mean, it's insane. Like we are in full force here at the lab, and kudos to all of you who are, you know, shifting gears and acquiring more, you know, jobs and events that you're taking on in such a busy time anyway. It's kudos, but we definitely want to help support you as much as we can. So anyhow, well, everyone, maybe, you know, Dave, we should do that. We could certainly try to do a live from Shutterfest, and it might be a little off script and just something fun to see everyone's faces and to give you a preview for those who are not there, what it would be like if you were. So maybe we could do that. I certainly want to. But for those of you who do need additional help in between, then our customer service support team is amazing. Those gals will jump on there and help you as much as they can. That's if I'm unavailable, but otherwise my email's in there. You can reach out to me directly and I will do my best to
I'll send you a hit list because I ran into a snag over the weekend and I had to like digress back to something I didn't want to, but yeah, some of it's still, some of it's still a little confusing for me. So on the portrait side is fine. On the sports side, I'm having a hard time pulling things in and I'm not sure what to do with that. So I miss like the sports window to get whatever it is to get into their system. And
Gotcha.
so in the meantime, and that gets activated in October, is what I'm told. So in the meantime, I have to like just find a simple way to make things go until I can get everything started. Yeah.
Sure. That, you know what? Let's do chat because believe it or not, we do a lot of high volume school and sports and events. So it just depends on the features that you're looking for. So there are some things that we might be able to do to help you to get by, or maybe you would like that structure. So we just want to help those who are, you know, like I said, at such a high capacity right now, you know, and moving forward on those school and sports events that are added up and are crashing on you guys right now. So let's visit that for sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan.
Well, thank you all. We'll definitely do something from Shutterfest next Wednesday. It may not be the exact time, but I will try my best. And I'll put that in our group and also on our Facebook and Instagram, letting you know what we're about to do. So it'll be great to see some of you there in person. And if I don't, maybe next time. And we'll see you.
I'll send you a cool video too from last night.
Oh, please do.
Yeah, it's like all the high school kids in the gym with masks on and they're like just getting crazy. But yeah, I'll send
share it. You should share it in our Facebook group too.
Oh, can I do that?
Yes, absolutely. Tell us what you're doing and how you're doing it, because some people may be coming across the same thing and want to share successes and even failures, or it just helps with that camaraderie and have support with each other. But I would love to see it individually or in the open, whatever you want to share.
All right, so I'll share it in the open.
All right.
Hey, thanks for all that you do. Thanks for all that you do. We'll see you.
All right. Bye, guys. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Have a great day.
You too.